I will search 30. Present, not present. Present. I should get message present. I will search 90. Not present. So I should get what? 90 is not present. So now guys, observe here. Guys, you only tell me one thing. Let's say I will take a number in num equals to 30. Assume. Now you are aware how to fetch one by one data. Every int I coming from x. Now guys, here I will take one conditional flag. Boolean flag equals to false. What is the initial value? False. Now I will take boss if I equal to none. I hope you guys understood this condition. One object is equal to this. As soon as this becomes, then flag convert as true. And after that, I will break the loop because I came to know, hey boss, it is available. Okay. Now after this, if flag is true, if this flag becomes what? True, then we will say, hey boss, then we will say num is present in array else what? Num is not present. Hey, what a big deal low to crack this. Huh. Some people make it in a different array only. Okay, that was not the concept. Okay, remember Arun, I told you. Okay, so that was not the concept. But now are you ready? Okay. So if you want to search a number present in or not, fetch one by one number, cross check with your number. If present, make some condition. That's it. So now if I run 30 is present in array. 35 is not present in array. Not done this. particular number. What's the thing, right? Whenever you are searching, I know you people commit one mistake. Is available, present, else not present. If you give else not present there, then obviously it will print that else not present n number of okay, wherever it is not. That's the reason we give here condition. Okay, boss is present, make some conditional, okay, and then move on with next. Is my point clear? So initially, na, so if it is not present, then a value will be false only. If present, then only value become true. Okay, who's next? Next program. Occurrence. I will not cover. Is everyone clear on that? Okay. Now you realize string occurrence, array occurrence, why I told you. Same approach apply everywhere. Same. Instead of s dot char, you have to give x of I greater than x of j equal to x of j and I greater than j. Great. Then count plus plus and then print. Everyone clear on that? Who's next? Huh? I am getting sorting. Okay. So now guys, sorting how we will do. Observe here. Okay. Now, guys, sorting. Sorting is what? Either arrange data in ascending order or arrange data in descending order. Okay. So now guys, here let me arrange the data 25, 5, 15, 20, 10. Now you tell me what will be the ascending order for this? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now how we will sort this? Okay. Guys, here very simple approach we have to apply. First, cross-check the number whether it is greater or whether it is lesser. If greater, swap the position. Okay. If greater, then swap the position. Okay. So, observe guys, I'll explain you same flow here. Pay attention on screen. So, what is my 25, 5, 15, 20, 10. Now guys say we will take two loops. First to take first number and then first number I need to cross check with all remaining numbers. Okay. So let's say this is I as 0 and this is j as 1 because we have to start from 1. Okay. So 25. Now you guys tell me, is 25 greater than 5? Huh? Is 25 greater than 5? Yes. If it is true, then 5 comes here, 25 goes here. So immediately your next sequence become 5, 25, then 15, 20, 10. Okay. Now take next. I value still 0. J value is increasing. So next J value is 2. Is 5 greater than 15? False. No change. Next. Is 5 greater than 20? No change. Is 5 greater than 10? Huh? No change. So Once first iteration is complete, what is the status of array? What is the status of array? Okay. So status of array is 5, 25, 15, 20, 10. Okay. One iteration happened. One number you got confirmed. 5 is here. No doubt. Now next iteration starts. Again, I become 1. J starts from 2. So now guys, here it will take 25 greater than 15. True, false? True. If it is true, what will happen? 15 goes here, 25 comes here. So now what is the new position of array? 5, 15, 25, 20, 10. Next time this iteration done. Now this 15 greater than 20. False. No change. 15 greater than 10. True. Big change. So now again 10 comes here. 15 goes here. Is everyone clear? Huh? So what is the new array now? Huh? New array is 5, 10, 25, 20, 15. Is everyone clear? Huh? Now guys, second iteration comes, finished. Can I say 2 number got final now? Now what is the value of I? Next. I value is 2. J value is 3. So 2 means 25 compare with this. So 25 greater than 20. Tell. Huh? True. So what will happen? Comes here. 25 goes here. So what is the new array now? 5, 10, 20, 25, 15. Now next with this 20 greater than 15. Again true. So what will happen now? 15 comes here, 20 goes here. So what is the new array? 5, 10, 20, hey. 5, 10, 15, 25, 20. Is everyone clear? This is end of third iteration. Now what is next? I become 3, J become 4. As soon as J become 4, so what is the next equation here? Only last 25 greater than 20. Swap it, your data. How many clear on this sorting? Online people? Is everyone clear on this sorting? Okay. Now guys, let's apply same thing here. See, for int I equals to 0, I lesser than x dot length I plus plus, or int j equals to I plus 1, then j lesser than x dot length j plus plus, and now what? If x of I, okay, x of I is greater than x of j. Now here, how to do swapping? Simple. How to swap third variable and all. Remember that logic? Same logic you have to apply. So x of I will store in one temporary variable. Then x of j I will pass to x of I. It was done. And temp I will pass now to x of j. That's it. Guys, swapping is done. Okay. And now, once this portion is done, so for every int I coming from x, here I will say I plus space. So let's say before sort, okay. And now what we need to do? Here what? After sort. Okay. So guys, run this. Is it working? Okay, before sort, that is after sort, arranging in a sequence. Now, what we need to do if I want descending sorting? Instead of this, that's it. Okay. So, entire data got descending sorting. Is everyone clear? Okay. So, guys, now pay attention carefully. This sorting logic is called as bubble sort technique. It is called as what? Bubble sort technique. Means in a program or in an interview, directly you can say, hey boss, we can sort the array by using bubble sort. So what is bubble sort technique? Compare, swap. Compare, swap. Okay? Not doubt. Guys, done? Guys, done with the copy? Here, backslash n means new line character. Correct. Here, everyone done? Hmm? Not done this. Ah, done. Everyone here? Okay. So, guys, now we will move to that part. Okay. Again, some next level in a programming. Okay. That next level of programming is, guys, now we saw array-based program. Now, previously we saw total string-based program. Now, string array program. Okay. So, to do this programming, we must aware two important methods of string class. If you remember, I told you this. Like two methods are there, which we will cover after some time. Okay. Total, how many methods we cover for string class? I guess 14 to 15 methods. Correct. Two methods are left. These methods are array version of string. Okay. So take subheading string methods based on array. String methods based on array. String method based on what? Array. Now guys, pay attention here. Here, first method is char array to char array method. What is the method? To char array. Char array is the return type. Okay, to char array returns you what? Character array. Then another method is what is the method? Split. So split method returns you what? String array. Okay. So how these two methods are working? So observe guys. Okay. So here we will say it will convert entire string into what? Character array. And here this method, it will divide a string into required data. Okay. So these are definitions. Okay. How these two definitions are working, we will see. Okay. So first, let's understand two char array method. Assume guys, I have a string s equals to hello. What is the string? S equals to hello. And if you apply, here, which method? To char array method. Okay. Then what happened, guys? This to char array method converts entire string into something like this. H, then what? E, then L, then L, and then how many clear on this? So convert entire string into character array. Okay. So now guys, are you clear up to this? So most possible program for this is, guys, they will say write a program to find length of string without using length method. Most probably ask interview. Almost everyone gets confused. Hey, how to identify length of string? Length method. But without length method, how you will calculate? Guys, tell me, if I have a string s equals to, what is our string? Mahabharat. And if I want to find a length, but I should not use length method, can I use two char array method? Ultimately, length of this array is as equal as length of string. Am I right? Okay. So s dot, what is the thing? Two char array returns you what? Char array ch. Is everyone clear on this? And now you can get a count, a boss count is equal to 0. Fetch one by one character C1 from CH. And now here what you need to do? Count plus number of time loop will run. That many number of time character with update count will update, that become length. So now guys, here length of string is print one count. So tell me, is you are using length method or length variable here? No. Still, can you calculate? Okay. So run. Is it working? How many clear up to this? Raise hand. Confirm. Note down this. Then we will discuss this method. Done. Online paper. Okay. So, guys, now see, let's understand this split method. And I'll suggest guys everyone pay attention on screen. Okay. Don't write anything. First understood this method. Let's assume I have a string. I have a string guys. Hello. Let's say string s equals to hello all have a good day. Okay. Something like this. This is my string. Hello all have a one good day. Now I want this string. Now how many words are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How you will identify how many words? Space. If space is there, that means that is different word. So now I want all words. So in such a requirement, we will go for S was. Can you split yourself by space? We have to give split by space. So now what will happen, guys? Wherever, so what is the return type of split? String, array, let's say str. Okay. Now what will happen? Wherever, guys, space is present. Is space available? Yes. Break, split, break, 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 break. Is everyone clear? That means each and every word I will get separately in a string array. Something like this. So, guys, here each and every word I'll get what? Like this. So, first is hello, next is all, next is have, next is next is good, and next is day. Okay. So, like this, we will get. Now, guys, you are aware here these indexes started from which point? 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is my point clear? Okay. So let's see whether it is working same or not. So remove this. What is our string? Hello, all have a good day. Okay. Now guys, here as a dot split by space returns you what? String array, let's say str. Now you tell me what will be the length of this array? 6. So let's cross check. Here str dot length. Are you getting 6? So 6 words are there. That's it. If someone told you write a program to count how many words are present in a string, split by space, print the length. Simple. 6 words are present. If you want to print that, what do you need to do? For every string S1 coming from SKR, and after that print S1C. Are you getting all words separate? Any confusion? Confirm? Not on this. Split method. Online people, done with the copy? Online people, done with the copy? Okay. So guys, now you people tell me what will be the output now if I split this string by L. Till now I split it with space. So now I'll split with L. Tell, note down, note down. Tell and show me what will be the output. What will be the length of that array, string array, and what will be the output? Guys. Okay. Now, I don't know whose answer is correct, but obviously almost everyone is wrong. Okay. So, if I will print this, let's say I'll comment this. Okay. I just print the length. What is the length? 5. But now question is what? How? And what is their element? See. What is their element? See. Guys, guys, how it is working? Pay attention. Pay attention, everyone. So, guys. Observe here. What is the string? Okay, what is the string? Hello, all have a good day. Now, see, if I split this with L, so first thing is HE, because from first L it will get break. So first object is what? HE. Is it coming HE? Okay. Next. Can I say next L is immediately? No. Is there any character present in between L and L? No. So empty string. This is second object. Third, L. So what? O space A. Are you getting? E empty string O space A. Again L. Is there any character present in between that? No. Means what? Empty string. So again empty string. And then there is no L, so remaining string as it is. So 5. How many clear on this? Confirm. Always remember, whatever the things you are giving is split, so that thing is not exist. You are removing, means you are breaking that from there. After breaking, it will not be there. Okay. Not down. Yes, Monica, space line also counting. Done. Everyone. Okay. Ah, hey, done. Everyone. Okay. So, guys, now take one assignment. That assignment is, say, you have a string. What is the string? Man is a good man. Okay. I want occurrence of every word. I'm not saying occurrence of every character. I want occurrence of every word. How many times man present, is present, a present, good present. Is my point clear? Note down the question. Write a program to print occurrence of every word. Write a program to print. Write a program to print occurrence of every word present in a string. Hmm. Now guys, observe here carefully. Your next program is, next assignment is string s1 equals to, let's say I have a string. mm, what is the string? Happy Holi, happy Diwali. I want required output. Okay, required output is so. In short, what I am doing, swap first and last word. That's it. Remaining words untouched. Okay. So write a program to swap. Write a program to swap first and last word present in a string. Write a program to swap first and last word present in a string. Done. Everyone? Okay. So guys, finally, this is the end of total array. Okay. So how many section 3 villains are done? First, JVM architecture, object class, string, and array. Okay. So, any confusion up to this? Confirm? Okay. So, now guys, now we will move on to the next villain. Okay. Next part, that is exception handling. Okay. So, take big brand heading, exception handling. What heading you people there? Exception handling. Okay. Now, guys, here, first question is exception handling means obviously it is the process of handling the exception. Simple. Okay. But now, point is what is exception? Okay. So first we have to understand that what is exception. Are you getting my point? Okay. So what is exception means? Okay. Tell me, is it like first time you are listening this word exception? Before also 2-3 occasions we saw that. Where we saw? Tell me. Huh? Array index out of bounds exception. Then string index out of bounds exception. If you notice, did we saw some thread dot sleep and at that time interrupted exception? Correct, na? Okay. So, guys, basically, what is exception? Okay. So, guys, pay attention. I'm just giving theory overview today. Okay. Exception means it is a runtime failure of a program. What is the meaning of exception? Runtime failure of a program. Okay. So what happened, guys? Okay. Now, who is doing the execution? In a Java, who is doing execution? JVM. Okay. So JVM will encounter some situation. So JVM get fully confused. Hey boss, I can't go back. I can't go ahead. What should I need to do? I'll not do anything. I'll stop there. Are you getting my point? This is nothing but exception. Are you getting my point? Okay. So it is just like a small kid. Okay. If let's say small kid want to play a cricket, mother will say do study. Okay. At a runtime, that fellow will get confused. Father will come give one tight slap. No study, no cricket, only crying. Am I right? Okay. Same situation here. So now guys, why JVM face this abnormal situation? Okay. Because guys, there are some things which never get caught by compiler. Because compiler will check syntax, will not check logic. Okay, see, just like I am giving one example, guys. Here, assume I have I have a code uh, int x equals to 10, int y equals to 2, int z equals to x by y. Can you tell me that what will be the value of z? What will be the value? Now you tell me, if I wrote same code in a main method, will it compile fine? Will it execute fine? Yes. Then what will be the output of that? 5. Because 10 by 2 is 5. Ten by 0. Guys, now tell me, here compiler will pass because compiler check the syntax. Hey boss, int division is happening, everything okay. Now JVM, hey boss, how I can divide 10 by 0? There is no such provision available inside me that I can proceed this division. So now tell me, will JVM come back to previous step? Hey boss, no, your value is 0. No. Can JVM skip that line and move ahead? No. So at the last, that fellow don't have any choice. So what that fellow need to do? Stop the execution. What that fellow need to do? Stop execution there. Okay. But before stopping the execution, you tell me guys, as a programmer, you should aware or not? You should get to know or not? Hey boss, what happened to my code? Why my code getting failed? Okay. external caveat. By the way, is that sound coming in online? Huh? Yes, sir. No, sometimes my voice is not audible to them. That voice audible to them. Great. Hmm. Override. So now, guys, you tell me, you make a code and that code got failed by JVM. JVM say I can't execute this line. Okay, I'm not having provision to execute this line. I will stop the execution. Now tell me, it will stop execution there only. Will you came to know what is the reason? Why my code is getting stopped? Why it is not processing fully? Which line creates the problem? Tell me, you want answer of all these questions or not? As a programmer, so that you can fix it. Okay. So guys, these all information given by exception. You anytime try to read exception. Just like we have an array with a size of 5. Can you add 10th element, 10th index? No. So now JVM having problem or not? Hey boss, 10th index is not available. Where I should keep this value? So again same situation, can't come back, can't move ahead, stop there only. Okay. But before stopping, it is giving you fully qualified information or not. Boss, array index is out of bounds. No index available. Are you getting my point? So that guys is none other than exception. Okay. Fully qualified information about runtime failure of program. Is everyone clear on this? Yes. Confirm? So now guys, if we came to know, so what is exception? So let me remove this. So observe guys, can we say exception is a nothing but a what? Runtime failure of Java program. Okay, next. Whenever JVM face or JVM encounters with abnormal situation. Okay, whenever JVM encounters with abnormal situation, then JVM will stop entire execution there only, but before terminating, okay, but before terminating the normal execution flow of Java program, JVM provides fully qualified information about abnormal situation. About what? Abnormal situation. So, such fully qualified information, is called as what? Exception. Now, right, you tell me here exception. That means, can I say guys, it will done it will create previously only, or it will create predefined manner, or it will generate in a runtime. It will generate in a runtime because JVM don't know na, when I will receive. If division is 10 by 2, possible. 10 by 0, not possible. Okay. So tell me, is it a problem of division operator? No. Okay. Division operator say I will do. JVM is saying I can't do. Okay. So, in other words, we have one more concept to define an exception. That is, it's a or exception is a runtime event generated by JVM whenever it will encounter with risky statement. Whenever it will encounter with risky statement. Just like that 10 by 0. Just like you have an array with a size of 5 and you are giving x of 10. So obviously that is a risky code for JVM. That fellow can't proceed. Are you getting my point? Any confusion up to this? So guys, see, I'll show you that fully qualified information. Now, here we will say int x equals to 10, int y equals to 2, int z equals to x by y, and now I will print value of z. So what will be the output? 5. 10 by 2 is 5. But if I give y value 0, now is it possible to divide? No. Then we will get arithmetic exception. And see how exception in thread. I told you guys, in a JVM architecture, every method call is internally considered as one thread. So in which call you have an exception? Main method. What is the exception? Arithmetic. Why exception happens? Because divide by 0. Which line exception happens? 9. Just click here, automatically line. Is it clear? So that can I say this is a fully qualified information? Am I right? Okay. So now guys, here if we copy this, okay, okay. So here can we say guys, we will get what? Exception with fully qualified information. Can you understand that full form? Okay. And what is that exception? Is it clear? Exception in thread main. Any confusion? No doubt. Guys, now today we will stop here. Tomorrow we will continue with what? Exception handling. Okay. Because now it will generate an exception. But you only tell me, is it okay like execution will stop in middle only? No, we have to handle that situation. We have to tackle that situation. How to handle that exceptions? That we will see tomorrow. Is my point clear? So, see you tomorrow morning.